Okay, welcome back to the Go AI podcast. I'm here with a very special guest, Chris Champion. Would you mind telling our audience who you are and what you do?
So I've been an entrepreneur most of my life. Probably I dated back to when I was 9 years old. My school had a fundraiser, and I didn't have a bicycle. And I learned at a very early age that anything you want in life, especially in America, you can get if you focus your energy on achieving that through sales and entrepreneurialism. And ultimately, I got my bicycle. So I think at the end of the day, being an entrepreneur is something that most people don't embrace as an opportunity. Many people embrace it as fear. Like, oh my God, it's so scary to be an entrepreneur. I got news for you. Whether you're an entrepreneur or you work for somebody else, you got to work, you got to produce, you got to perform. You don't think if you don't perform, somebody else isn't going to say, we've looked at your numbers, we've looked at your work, we've looked at your production, you got to go. The only difference is when I get fired, nobody has to tell me. I have to tell myself. Like, buddy, you sucked last week. You're not getting paid this week.
Giving yourself the pink slip.
Exactly. The good news is I got 4 dogs, so I got to look them in the face. They're like, what do you mean you fired yourself? You work for yourself. I'm like, yeah, I fired myself. I had a bad week.
And for our audience, could you explain your connection to AI? Who are you in the AI world?
So about a year and a half ago, I got very enamored with AI. And then I got very enamored with workflows. And then I got very enamored with podcasts. In 2024, I think we realized very quickly that podcasts were the number one platform out there for long format advertising. Like you get a half hour, like you and I are going to sit here and talk for maybe a half hour and an hour. And in that time frame, people are going to get a chance to know me. They're going to get a chance to know my business. They're going to get a chance to evaluate me over that time period. But if I did a 30-second video on Instagram that floats by you, and in 30 seconds, I got to let you get to know me, know my business, and decide whether you want to do business with me, I don't think that happens. I don't think that works.
And so let's get a little more into the AI. From what I understand, you are involved in AI specifically for podcasting, right?
Yeah, so we build what are called AI agents. And if you're in the AI space at all, even if you're just rudimentary looking around, the number one thing I tell people is you got to get AI to work for you right now. You got to get it to work for you right now, making you money, leading you to sales, leading you to exposure, or your competition is going to get AI to work for them. And that's really what it is. You're in a race against scaling against other people. Give you an example. I've got a myriad of AI agents that do about 40,000 man hours of work for me every single day, whether I wake up or not. I could sleep 24 hours straight, and they literally do things for me that lead me to sales, lead me to revenue. And there's one right now, just another AI agent calling me. And we're building a new AI tool. You've got a podcast, right?
This is the Go AI podcast.
You're spending a half hour to an hour to get to know me. But you've probably done, I don't know, 100 other podcasts. Those 100 other people that you had a chance to get to know, they would love to get introductions to your next podcast host via text. They'd love to if you just texted them and said, hey, you should meet Chris. Here's my interview link with him. He talks about AI. If you're interested in reaching out to him, here's his contact information. He'd love to hear from you. That's a connection that's super valuable that saves time. Well, I charge people $197 a month to be on my private text list. And that generates me through leveraging and scaling my time, insane amounts of money. I teach other podcasters how to do that same thing. And we help manage that through an AI agent that not only when they get the text, if they send back a text to you saying, hey, can you do a proper introduction and put me on a 3-way? I have an AI agent that'll actually tell them how to do that. Now, that's a way where AI works for me. Everyone knows how to use text messaging, but do you really want to sit there all day long and send out 300 people a text saying, hey, meet Chris? No, you don't want to do that. But if you can hand that off to an AI agent to do that for you, and it generates you $60,000 a month, that allows you to scale the rest of your business, allows you time to focus on other things while cash flow is coming in.
Let's get a little bit more into the weeds, if you don't mind. So obviously, finding people to text how is that how does that happen? Are the agents searching, or are you kind of give the agents, hey,
So that's just one AI agent. And those people that join my private text community, they're people that I've had some sort of connection with that want to have introductions to high people that I've interviewed. They want that. So they just pay for the right to be inside that text community. I don't have to find them. They're already people that I'm talking to. So those people, I literally create and monetize a community where if you, the old saying is, if you help enough people get to where they want to get, they will give you everything that you want. That $197 times, 550 people, that gets me to what I want out of it.
and so it's a little bit of more brokerage rather than AI agents just doing cold calling to people that you've never heard of.
Well, it's more like managing a private community that's almost like a digital networking community. So like I'm literally putting people inside of a high level networking community where texting is just the way that they communicate. And by the way, don't take this wrong. I think 97% of all text messages are opened and read in the first 3 minutes. So people prefer getting a text introduction than getting a phone call or an email introduction. Like I just spent the whole morning fixing my email because Google keeps messing around my email. And it's funny because email is not necessarily the best form that people communicate with these days. I think it's actually text messaging.
Absolutely. In fact, with calls now, at least on iPhones, I think this has been on Android for a while, just the screening feature that uses AI to kind of just figure out who is calling and letting the recipient know, do I actually want to answer a call from this person? So, they're more likely now to kind of say, okay, this is a random number. They need to tell the phone who they are and why they want to call you. And
Yeah,
so if they're not interested, they're not interested. But a text, it's more immediate.
I couldn't agree with you more. And AI is being used in a lot of digital manners, whether it's via managing your phone calls, your text messages, especially your text messages. Like, I got to tell you, I got a tool that ultimately weeds out all this. Well, not all, but a lot of the spam text messages I get. And because I go to trade shows and events, and my mobile, I used to give out my mobile number like the wind. Now I never give it out because once they get your mobile number, they sell it. I mean, you get text messages from people that are just annoying, and it's like it's an unbelievable thing. So AI can help manage that for you also, but it can also be used as see. The thing I tell people is this: you've got to get AI to work for you. You've got to literally give it tasks that lead you to revenue.
And a big part of this is, okay, how do you choose the AI? And if you're building it yourself or, building on top of something that's already given, such as like an open source model, um, you know, how do you train it? And for you, could you give us a little background on how you uh, made these agents fit for your purpose?
So you have to give it data. And one of the things that, the open models that are out there, I don't know them all, but I know that the key is those models, they work like for the time that you're using them and then they go back to ground zero. We build AI agents and we work off of a pile of data. And in this case, the data is podcast data. So we literally take one agent every night and it goes and takes every podcast. Like last night, about 938,000 podcasts were transcribed from audio into a text file and uploaded to AWS. Once it's on our server, we can then search those words from that podcast to find podcasts that match the clients that we're looking to put on those podcasts. So, like, for example, let's say you're a baker and you want to be on podcasts that are talking about cooking or baking or muffins or cookies. Those are the podcasts you want to talk on. But if you're a sports bettor, you want to talk on different podcasts. And if you're a real investor, you want to talk to a different podcast there. If you're a wellness or a nutrition coach, you want to be on different podcasts entirely. So we literally take one agent and we take and transcribe all these audio files. Like this podcast we're doing, there's an audio file. Well, we can't really search audio as quick as we can data on a server. But once it's on our server and organized, we can search that data in milliseconds.
And speaking of data, what would you say were some of the most important lessons that you had having to curate data, give the data to the AI? What AI lessons did you learn from just having to roll up your hands, kind of get your hands dirty, creating these agents?
AI is not infallible. It will make mistakes, and you have to fix those mistakes, and you have to literally work on building AI. What you start with is about 80% good, 20% garbage. And over time, you're going to make that thing more efficient by just training it. It's almost like training a dog. Like when you first get an AI agent, it's like a puppy. But after a while, that dog knows how to sit, knows how to go fetch, knows how to do all kinds of things. So like anything, AI requires time.
And when it comes to just getting quality results from AI, have you been finding ways to just continually improve the agents now that
Oh,
they're
absolutely.
yeah.
Well, here's the one thing. Once you have an AI agent and it works for you, we actually build a data area where it ultimately grows to know you and be like you over time. So we have another AI agent that writes emails on behalf of you as an individual. In the beginning, we give it a bio about you, but over time, it reads all those emails that you're replying to, and it eventually starts writing just like you. It almost becomes a digital version of you. So, yeah, over time, an AI can consume a lot of data and store that data so that it can become and assimilate. Oh, wow. Talk about a Star Trek reference. Assimilate exactly who you are. Shout out to the Borg. Unless you don't know. Have you never watched Star Trek?
Yeah, I was just thinking this past week, it's like I have such a technical kind of job. I'm, immersed kind of in AI stuff, and I haven't watched Star Trek, and I'm like, I should probably be.
So the Borg were basically these part machine, part man creatures, and they literally went and tried to assimilate other people because they had this thing that would like get into your body and then like literally turn you into a mechanical human. And then that's the Borg. The Borg went like all throughout the universe, just trying to turn other people into Borgs. And it's funny because like just like AI, you have to literally let it assimilate you digitally. Now the good news is there's no electronic prod that goes into your ear and starts making you a part to a computer, but I'm pretty sure that's coming down the road.
The singularity is near.
Well, I don't know if it's singularity as much as what they're doing with Neuralink. Are you familiar with Neuralink? They basically drill a hole in your head. And they put like I want to say 1,000 strands of electronic fiber into your brain, and they can do all kinds of things. Let you see out of an eye that you can no longer see. Let you move things on a computer if you're paralyzed. I think I think Neuralink's the beginning of the Borg. I think that's early. It's like stage one of the Borg. Like by the time we get to stage 10, it's like you're strictly like half transformer, half human.
We're getting there. We're getting there. And yeah, with the Meta, the wearables, like Meta has that wristband.
Well, by the way, I got to tell you, I just met with the Meta team at an event, and they showed me the glasses they're doing with Oakley, and they like make it seem cool and stuff, and I get it. And it's got like AI integration, which is cool. I get it, but they only allow for 3 seconds of video recording to be taken on the glasses. 3 seconds. Not. Oh wait, sorry. Yeah, is it 3 seconds? I don't know. It's something short, like 30 seconds or 3 seconds. And I thought to myself, that's an extremely short amount of time of video data. Like if you're promoting this guy like on a bicycle and he's taking video footage of him riding his bicycle, well, in 3 seconds that video's over. You're like, wait a second, I got more content I want to create.
I ride my bike for more than 3 seconds.
Well, I think until they figure out a way to take longer video, these glasses are like a cool gimmick, and it literally does give you access to AI right here in your glassware, where you can ask it questions, but it requires you to basically hit the thing whenever you want to talk to the AI. And don't take this wrong, but the best AI tool you got is this thing right here, your phone. Like there's not a question you couldn't ask your phone and get an answer fairly quickly.
Absolutely. And something I want to touch on a little bit more about podcasts and AI are, the AI world just keeps on evolving and evolving. New tools. I mean, even a year ago, we're at a much different place. Has there been any recent developments in AI that really have caught your eye and said, I think this will be something that could really work for AI and podcasting?
For me, the biggest thing that I've seen AI do is so I have 4 dogs, and I noticed a pattern. When I post a clip of our interview, I'll get a certain amount of views. I post a clip of my dog, a big video of my dog answering your questions that I'm answering right now with my voice, and it'll get 100x the amount of views because it's entertaining. And I think now AI has the ability to take a boring podcast interview. Not that any of my interviews are boring, by the way, just for the clarity, but it can take a boring podcast interview and make it entertaining. And two things I've learned that podcasts have to achieve is one, education, and two, entertainment. They have to be entertaining. You have to make people smile or feel good or maybe even cry, but they have to be entertaining.
And so, what are some, thinking of generative AI, when I started doing this podcast, I think in 2023, there was more like generative AI was really starting to take off around then. Sora was starting to be previewed globally. And it was kind of thinking like, well, are there just going to be AI, like generative AI podcasts and the humans going to get phased out? But well, here we are 3 years later, right? Still two humans. I don't think you're AI. I haven't met you in person, but I trust that you're a real person.
Well, whether we get done with post-production on this, I'm pretty sure there'll be a little AI involved in that.
Oh yeah. But do you think there's going to be a deeper integration of generative AI in podcasting? And in what ways do you think innovative ways do you think there could be for that area?
I'll tell you right now, maybe not you and me, probably me, but not everyone. I think in less than a year and a half, maybe even less than a year, people will be doing podcast interviews with my AI version of me, and it'll look like this, and it'll talk like this, and it'll give a lot of the answers that I would normally give anyhow, and it'll allow me to do 10 podcast interviews at the same time. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, we're going to be there.
You just got to get the data right so that it's accurately saying what you would say, hopefully.
Well, here's the crazy thing. I created an AI version of Tony Robbins, and I'm actually doing podcast interviews with Tony, his likeness, his voice, everything. And I'm getting answers that he would give himself. I'm doing the same thing with Theo Vaughn. So if you ever wanted to interview Theo Vaughn, but he's so popular and you can't get to him, why not just interview an AI version of him and get answers that he would probably have given anyhow? And give him in his voice and his likeness.
And you reached out to Tony and Theo, and these was kind of in collaboration with them, or what is this?
I just built the AI, and I'm doing interviews with Tony and Theo and other athletes, and yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Pretty interesting stuff right there. Yeah, the
there's videos of my dogs just doing stuff with AI, and those videos get more engagement, more comments, more likes, more views, and it's funny because I've started to learn that AI as a tool is not only as a tool to help you scale, but it's also a tool that can help you entertain. See, you may not be a person that likes to entertain people, but you can do things with AI that are entertaining, that make people smile and laugh. Heck, to be honest with you, I bet you the people that follow your podcast would love to see you interview Tony Robbins. Even if it's an AI version of Tony Robbins, it's his face, it's its voice, and it's questions that he would probably give the exact answer to that the AI gave you. And that content would elevate your brand because people are seeing you interview something that looks like Tony Robbins and sounds like Tony Robbins.
It's pretty interesting because we are...
How's that for mind-blowing, huh? I bet your noodle's going, wait a second, this is a good idea. I should do this.
It kind of shows that we're still in like a Wild West era of AI, because I don't know if you recently saw, Matthew McConaughey trademarked himself so that he has control over like his likeness, certain catchphrases, the all right, all right, all right.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He can trademark himself, but if you're doing stuff for entertainment value only, he can't trademark me creating an AI that looks like him, sounds like him, talks like him, but it's not him. And as long as I'm very transparent and say that I'm not interviewing Matthew McConaughey, this is the not Matthew McConaughey interview. This is the not Tony Robbins interview. At the end of the day, that AI is being produced to create entertainment. It's no different than me creating a cartoon. I'll give you a great example. A friend of mine's got a daughter, and she used AI to make a cartoon series. And in September of last year, she made like $28,000, $29,000, $30,000 selling her cartoon online for $4.95 an episode.
Yeah, it's definitely AI. I mean, I remember when Sora started to really roll out the app this past fall, just seeing the entertainment potential, like people using it. I mean, it was like a social design was the app, and so it was really interesting to see people use it in the kind of like, oh, this is like a new form of social media where you're just everything you're seeing is AI.
It's crazy. Yeah, like there's so much stuff that I see on social media now that I have to like do a double take and go, wow, that's AI. Like it's not even a real person. So answer me this: a year ago, that wasn't even happening. A year ago, that was not happening. I'm telling you, a year from now, your AI will be asking my AI questions in an effort for me to scale my brand even further and your brand.
It's the age of the video agents are
Yeah,
upon us.
yeah, video agents. I like that. I like that term. AI agents, video agents. I like that.
And so I wanted to ask, is there anything, I know we talked about like, what's has been released that you think could be integrated in AI. Is there anything like on your wish list for AI in podcasting that you would got be like, God, if they could just make this, that would be awesome.
I think some of the stuff that I described here already today is pretty big. Like me being able to interview any celebrity I want and create an AI agent to actually engage with that interview, that's pretty big.
Yeah, it would be quite a quite a world if it's just especially when you like think like, well, what if you could just have beyond just like, coordinating people's schedules, you could instead have 10 agents in like a massive kind of like conference call rather than these kind of more limited.
Well, I'll make it even one step further. Let's say you're CEO of a company and you got all these department heads that want some of your time. What if you could create AI agents that would meet with your department heads and give the probably the exact answer that you would give them?
It's that's again, it comes down to, like we said earlier, training and data, making sure that it's tailored to give the right answer.
So as your agents get to know you more and have more data of usage of you, if I'm Jeff Bezos and my PR person wants to know, times for me to do an interview on USA Today, well, if I don't need to be on that interview and I can send my AI agent, well, guess what? Let him go. I'm going to hang out on the yacht with the wifey. We're just gonna we're just get work on our suntan and take some steroids.
Yeah, and it's just and the thing about it is the question of delegation. Is there anything that you'd be uncomfortable or just unwilling to delegate to AI agents once you get to that level?
You don't know till you know. And I would say that you can't trust anything 100%. You look at these robots. What would you trust them to do? Trust them to vacuum the house. Trust them to clean the bathroom. I trust them to do the laundry. So there's a lot of things that you can literally be comfortable letting AI do. And the funny thing is, you're looking at robots basically extending human longevity because now you've got something inside your house that if you have a heart attack or you have some sort of physical problem, the robot can basically administer a lot of medical services because it's got that data. It's basically like a doctor in your house.
So you seem to be on the side of you're pretty comfortable with delegating to AI.
I am very comfortable delegating to AI. I think anything AI can do to make life something you can live more of. Like a lot of people don't get a chance to live their life, but an AI robot might give you a chance to live more of your life until they all decide to go over and become Terminators. I get that part. I know that part's coming. I saw the movie. It was a great movie. Schwarzenegger did a great job.
But for now, they'll just walk the dogs, right?
Yeah, exactly. Walk the dogs, do the. As you can tell, here's my priority: walk the dogs, clean the bathroom, do my laundry.
Oh yeah, it's something about the AI getting physical, getting into physical like embodiments rather than just digital embodiment is not something that people are thinking enough about, I would say.
Well, here's the crazy thing: CES was just in Vegas, and I took a ride in one of Amazon's cars, self-driving cars, and they're basically like a big toaster. And they got no steering wheel, no nothing, but they got two seats that face each other. And they got a sliding door that slides open. And we were driving, next to other cars. And I got to tell you, it wasn't shockingly bad. In fact, on many levels, it was good. I was able to focus on my stuff. I didn't have somebody playing music I didn't want to hear. I didn't have to worry about the driving. I mean, I was basically driving around Vegas in a toaster. It was like and I thought about it to myself. I'm like, there's a lot of things that AI can do to make life more efficient. And that's what AI should do.
And for business owners, what are some, I mean, I know that we talked about AI in podcasts, but what are some everyday uses of AI that you'd also highlight that business owners could take away from?
So there's a lot of AI stuff that help business owners like efficiently do stuff. Sheets, PowerPoint presentations, website creation. There's a lot of stuff that AI can do to offload that burden from a business owner. The whole idea is you got to get AI to do things for you that lead to money. And if AI can work for you while you're sleeping, do things for you while you're sleeping, that's where you really make your money. Like I just come back to my text community. My clients get text messages from me when I do a podcast interview, and they get introduced to that person as if they interviewed them. They know everything. It saves them so much time. I don't have to look up the guy's number. I don't have to try and search for his email. I don't have to learn about him. I got all the information in a text message. And it literally connects me with people quicker, faster, more efficiently.
And we are getting near toward the end of our time here, but is there any like big picture view AI related insights that you would like to impart to our audience before we wrap it up?
I think if you're a business owner out there watching this right now, you absolutely have to find ways to get AI to work for you. Every day that you don't do that, somebody else is ultimately doing it, and they're going to scale their business faster than you. And you're not chasing to keep up with AI. You're chasing to keep up with your competition.
Well said. If our audience wants to find you, where can they find you?
I mean, clearly in one of Amazon's self-driving cars floating around Vegas somewhere, probably hitting all the good taco places. By the way, shout out to the Birrio taco place that I went to over the weekend. I had a goat taco, and I'm not kidding you, it was delicious.
So, social media, like what would your handles be?
Best way to reach out to me is if you want to call me. My number is 702-389-5866. Either me or my AI will reply immediately. Probably my AI.
Good to hear. Thank you so much, Chris. This went by like that for me. Great conversation.
Listen, as long as I didn't put you're not sleeping, right? I didn't put you to sleep at least.
Oh no, this was plenty of fun. Loved it.
Listen, anything that I can ever do for you or your audience, let me know. I will make sure that I do it for you. Or I'll get my AI to do it for you. I got somebody who wants to say hi to you. This is the guy. This is the guy. This is Theo.
Oh, well, goodbye to you and Theo.
Hey,